Welcome, dear friends, to a quiet journey through the captivating world of Fallout, a universe born from the echoes of the atomic age, a world where the past lingers like a shadow and the future is a fragile hope amidst the ruins of civilization. Tonight, we'll wander softly through the stories of this beloved game series, exploring its origins, its rich lore, its unforgettable characters, and the quiet moments that have touched the hearts of many. From the iconic vaults to the desolate wasteland, each corner of Fallout holds a secret, a whisper, a story waiting to be discovered. Let the stillness of the night wrap around you as we drift into these memories of a world reshaped by war and hope. Take a deep breath and let go of any tension and allow the peaceful rhythm of these facts to guide you into rest. Feel the calm spread through your body and know that as we journey through the wasteland, you are safe, wrapped in the warmth of this quiet world. And if you enjoy drifting through stories like this, you're welcome to subscribe and softly tell me where you're listening from tonight. Now, let us begin our journey through the first of many Fallout facts, where each step brings us closer to peaceful slumber. Fact 1: Fallout began in 1997, created by Interplay Entertainment. Set in a post apocalyptic world ravaged by nuclear war, it's a game that blends history with fantasy. Inspired by the 1950s vision of the future, the series' atmosphere is shaped by retro futuristic elements, where the warmth of the past meets the cold, unsettling aftermath of destruction. With a focus on exploration and choice, Fallout transports players into a world of uncertainty where survival and hope intertwine, and every decision carries weight. Fact 2: The Wasteland, Fallout's iconic setting, is the result of a nuclear war that took place in 2077. The Great War, lasting only a few hours, left the world in ruins. Civilization crumbled, cities turned to ash, and what remained were the survivors: humans, mutated creatures, and those hidden away in underground vaults. The series paints a poignant picture of survival amidst a world forever scarred, a world where humanity must rebuild from the ashes, armed only with hope, a few resources, and memories of the old world. Fact 3: The Pip-Boy 3000 is Fallout's iconic wrist-mounted computer. This small green device has become a symbol of the series, a constant companion in the wasteland. It helps the player manage inventory, map out locations, and access vital information. Its cheerful, retro aesthetic contrasts sharply with the bleakness of the world around it, offering a small, hopeful glimpse into the past. The Pip-Boy represents the remnants of a simpler time, now reimagined for survival in the face of an uncertain future. Fact 4: Vault Tech Corporation, the company behind the vaults, had a dark secret. While they promised safety in their underground bunkers, many vaults were experiments in human behavior. Some vaults had odd, dangerous conditions, such as one where all the residents were forced to live with a single gender, or another where only one individual had access to a water supply. These twisted social experiments created chaos, revealing the darker side of the post-apocalyptic world. Vault-Tech's experiments are a chilling reminder of how far humanity can go in the name of control. Fact 5: One of the most memorable elements of Fallout is its soundtrack. With a mix of 1940s and 1950s music, the game's radio stations, particularly Galaxy News Radio, bring an eerie sense of nostalgia. Songs like I Don't Want to Set the World on Fire and Anything Goes play softly in the background, offering an unsettling contrast to the desolation of the wasteland. The music captures the spirit of a lost era, creating a sense of both longing and acceptance in a world that has been torn apart. Fact 6. The Brotherhood of Steel is a faction known for their advanced technology and strict code of honor. They see themselves as protectors of humanity, but their methods can be harsh. The Brotherhood's primary goal is to preserve and hoard pre war technology, believing it to be the key to rebuilding civilization. Their armored knights and towering power armor are symbols of their strength, but beneath the armor, their idealistic mission sometimes leads them into morally gray territory. Their story is one of pride, power, and the burden of knowledge. Fact 7. The super mutants are one of Fallout's most formidable enemies. Created by the forced evolutionary virus, FEV, these mutants were originally humans who were transformed into giant, brutish creatures. Though stronger and tougher than humans, they often lose much of their intellect. The super mutants' existence is a tragic reminder of humanity's flawed attempts to control nature. Their origins in the wasteland represent the consequences of science gone awry, showing the fragile line between advancement and destruction in a world forever scarred by nuclear war. Fact 8. The wasteland is not only filled with radiation, but with strange and dangerous creatures, many of which have been mutated by the bomb's fallout. From the scorpion like rad scorpions to the giant, ravenous deathclaws, these creatures are a constant threat to the survivors of the wasteland. Yet, despite their danger, they are also part of the ecosystem of this new world. Each creature, with its own role, represents the unforgiving cycle of life and death in a land where nature has adapted, mutated, and thrived in unexpected ways. Fact 9. Fallout is a series known for its dark humor and satirical take on post apocalyptic life. Despite the bleak setting, the game is filled with moments of levity, from quirky characters to bizarre quests. This humor is often used to highlight the absurdities of the wasteland, making the player laugh even as they face overwhelming challenges. The mixture of lightheartedness and existential dread makes Fallout unique, offering a rich narrative that both challenges and entertains, with a constant reminder that even in the darkest times, humor can still shine through. Fact 10. One of the defining features of the Fallout series is the player's ability to make choices that impact the world around them. These choices aren't always clear cut, and often the player must weigh the consequences of their actions. Should you help a struggling settlement or exploit them for personal gain? Should you side with the Brotherhood of Steel or the enigmatic Enclave? Each decision adds layers of depth to the narrative, creating a world that feels alive, where every action ripples through the wasteland, shaping its future in ways both subtle and profound. Fact 11. Fallout was created by Interplay Entertainment, founded in 1983. It was initially envisioned as a tactical RPG set in a post-apocalyptic world. The idea was conceived by Tim Kaine, who was inspired by the classic board game Wasteland, as well as post-war films like Dr. Strangelove. The development team set out to create a world where player choice was paramount, aiming to give players the freedom to explore a bleak, radioactive future, making decisions that would shape their character and the world around them. Fact 12. Fallout was built on the genealogy engine designed by Tim Kaine himself. The game's design was revolutionary for its time, offering turn-based combat and an open-world experience filled with choices and consequences. This engine allowed for the intricate systems of dialogue and character development, where players could shape their hero through their actions, traits, and decisions. Despite being relatively simple by today's standards, it was groundbreaking, laying the foundation for the series' trademark depth and complexity. Fact 13: the game's art style was heavily influenced by the Atomic Age, a period during the 1940s and 1950s that was obsessed with nuclear energy, space exploration, and futuristic technology. This aesthetic can be seen in the retrofuturistic design of the Pip-Boy, the vaults, and the wasteland itself. The designers used bright, optimistic colors mixed with ominous undertones, reflecting the contradictions of an era that both dreamed of progress and feared the destructive power of atomic energy. Fact 14: Fallout introduced the Special System, an acronym for strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck. This system allowed players to customize their characters' attributes, shaping how they interacted with the world. It was an innovative approach, providing depth and replayability by allowing different playthroughs based on how players chose to build their character. Special became one of Fallout's most beloved features, allowing for a deeply personal gaming experience where each decision had long lasting consequences. Fact 15: the game was originally developed with a smaller budget than other RPGs of the time. However, this limitation fostered creativity and innovation. The developers focused on crafting a rich, detailed world with strong narrative choices, which allowed Fallout to stand out from other games. This reliance on writing and storytelling over flashy graphics was key to the game's success. The success of Fallout showed that rich storytelling and player choice could be just as powerful as cutting edge visuals in creating an immersive experience. Fact 16: the Fallout series was inspired by the desire to create a game that explored the consequences of humanity's addiction to war and technology. In the original Fallout, the central premise was that the world was destroyed by a nuclear conflict, but the remnants of human society continued to exist in various forms. The post apocalyptic setting allowed the game to explore themes of survival, morality, and the human spirit, asking players to question their choices in a world where right and wrong are not always clear cut. Fact 17: the development team for Fallout was a small but dedicated group, many of whom had worked together on previous projects. One of the key figures was Leonard Boyarsky, who served as the game's lead artist and co-designer. His distinctive art style, which mixed dark humor with grim realism, became a hallmark of Fallout. Boyarsky's work contributed greatly to the game's unique atmosphere, creating a world that felt both familiar and unsettling, like a twisted version of the 1950s. Fact 18: despite initial skepticism from the gaming community, Fallout was met with critical acclaim upon its release in 1997. Critics praised its depth, atmosphere, and the freedom it gave players to shape their own narrative. It was seen as a unique, innovative RPG that pushed the boundaries of what games could achieve in terms of storytelling and player agency. The success of Fallout helped solidify the RPG genre as one of the most important in gaming, setting the stage for future open world adventures. Fact 19: one of Fallout's most beloved features is its dark humor. The game doesn't shy away from the harsh realities of the post apocalyptic world, but it tempers this with wit and satire. The humor in Fallout often comes from the contrast between the bleakness of the wasteland and the absurdity of some of the characters and situations that players encounter. This blend of dark humor and poignant moments creates a game that is both thought provoking and entertaining. Fact 20. The success of Fallout led to the creation of sequels and spin offs, each expanding the universe in different ways. From Fallout 2 to Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and beyond, each game explored new territories within the wasteland. While the core themes remained the same, survival, morality, and the consequences of human choices, the later entries in the series introduced new characters, factions, and environments, allowing players to see the wasteland from different perspectives. Fact 21. Fallout universe's lore is deeply influenced by real world history, particularly the Cold War era. The game imagines a world where fears of nuclear war led to the construction of vaults designed to protect humanity. These vaults were not just shelters, but experiments in human behavior reflecting society's anxieties about survival, control, and ethics. The wasteland is a grim reminder of the consequences of unchecked power, where every ruin, every broken structure tells a story of what was lost in the atomic fire of human ambition. Fact 22. The iconic vaults are a central element of Fallout's world building. There are over 100 vaults scattered across the wasteland, each with its own unique story. While some vaults were genuine attempts at protecting humanity, many were subjected to experiments by Vault Tech Corporation. These experiments were designed to test the limits of human endurance, often in bizarre and unethical ways, such as the vault, where everyone was forced to live under the same gender, or the one where the inhabitants were kept in a perpetual state of fear. Fact 23. One of the most tragic stories in the Fallout universe is that of the Great War, which decimated much of the world in 2077. The war, which lasted only 2 hours, resulted in a global nuclear catastrophe. In the aftermath, the Earth was left scorched, cities were reduced to ash, and radiation spread across the land. Yet despite the devastation, some survivors remained, hiding away in vaults or emerging from underground shelters to face a new world filled with mutated creatures, hostile factions, and the remnants of a broken society. Fact 24. The Fallout series is known for its rich, layered world building. The game's attention to detail is one of the reasons it resonates so deeply with players. From the dilapidated towns to the forgotten pre-war relics, each area in the wasteland is infused with a sense of history. The crumbling remains of cities, the eerie silence of ruined homes, and the rusted hulks of long abandoned vehicles all tell stories of a time before the bombs fell, a time that feels distant yet hauntingly familiar. Fact 25. One of the central themes of Fallout is the idea of rebuilding after devastation. The wasteland may be destroyed, but it is not devoid of hope. Factions like the Brotherhood of Steel, the New California Republic, and the Enclave all seek to bring order to the chaos. They each have their own vision of how to rebuild society, but none of them agree on what the future should look like. The struggle between these factions reflects humanity's inherent desire to rebuild, even in the face of overwhelming adversity. Fact 26. The Vault Dweller, the player character in the original Fallout, was the first hero of the series. Sent on a quest to find a water chip to save their vault, the character's journey marks the beginning of a greater story about survival, morality, and choice. The Vault Dweller's actions shape the future of the Wasteland, allowing players to make decisions that affect not only their own fate, but the fate of entire communities. This emphasis on choice and consequence has been a cornerstone of Fallout's design philosophy from the very beginning. Fact 27. The Fallout universe is rich with myth and legend. Stories of the wasteland's past, of great heroes and terrible tyrants, are passed down from one generation to the next. Some of these tales are based on real events, while others are exaggerated or entirely fabricated. These myths and legends serve as a form of collective memory for the survivors, helping them to understand their world and their place within it. They also reflect the human need for storytelling, even in the face of overwhelming disaster. Fact 28. Throughout the Fallout series, players encounter many different factions, each with their own values, goals, and ideologies. These factions often serve as both allies and enemies, depending on the player's choices. The New California Republic, NCR, for example, seeks to restore order and democracy to the wasteland, while the Legion, led by the brutal Caesar, believes in strength through conquest. The struggle between these factions is a reflection of the larger question of how society should be rebuilt after a catastrophe. Fact 29. Fallout is also known for its numerous Easter eggs, references to popular culture, and subtle nods to history. From the appearance of a familiar 1950s style robot to the occasional cameo from figures like the Lone Wanderer or the Courier, these hidden gems add layers of depth to the game. These Easter eggs are a testament to the developer's attention to detail, and they invite players to explore every corner of the wasteland in search of forgotten treasures and secret stories. Fact 30. The SPECIAL system, a key element of the Fallout franchise, is designed to be both a gameplay mechanic and a reflection of the player's character. Strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck each represent an aspect of the player's identity and influence how they interact with the world. The SPECIAL system allows for a wide variety of character builds, from the strong and charismatic to the stealthy and intelligent, giving players the freedom to play however they choose. Fact 31. The Brotherhood of Steel, one of Fallout's most iconic factions, is known for its obsession with technology. The Brotherhood views technology as the key to humanity's survival, but also its downfall. Their mission is to preserve and control advanced technology, believing that only they have the wisdom to wield it. Their imposing power armor, relics of the pre-war military, are symbols of their strength and in their rigid code of honor. Yet behind the armor lies a complex faction with varying ideals about how best to use the power of the past to shape the future. Fact 32. The Enclave, a shadowy faction, represents the remnants of the U.S. government. Their goal is to restore pre-war society, but they do so through ruthless methods. The Enclave believes that only those who are genetically pure deserve to survive in the wasteland, and they view themselves as the true heirs to the United States. This elitist mindset often puts them at odds with other factions, making them one of the most morally complex and dangerous groups in Fallout's universe. Their cold, calculating nature makes them a constant threat to the survival of the wasteland. Fact 33. The New California Republic, NCR, is a faction that seeks to bring democracy and order to the wasteland. Based in the remnants of California, the NCR tries to re-establish a government similar to the one that existed before the Great War. They seek to expand their territory and bring stability to the chaos of the wasteland. However, their methods are not without fault, as the NCR struggles with corruption, bureaucracy, and internal conflict. Despite their idealistic goals, their efforts often fall short of the utopia they promise, reflecting the complexities of rebuilding society after devastation. Fact 34: Caesar's Legion, a brutal and authoritarian faction, seeks to dominate the wasteland through military strength and ruthless tactics. Led by the tyrannical Caesar, the Legion uses fear, violence, and slavery to maintain control over its vast territories. They believe in the survival of the fittest and see the wasteland as a place where strength is the only law. Their vision of the future is one of totalitarian control, where those who do not conform are punished or wiped out. Caesar's Legion is a chilling reminder of what happens when power is unchecked and brutal. Fact 35: The Vault Dweller, a central figure in the original Fallout, was sent on a quest to find a water chip to save their vault. Their journey through the wasteland marked the beginning of the franchise's exploration of player choice, morality, and survival. Throughout the series, the Vault Dweller is often the one to make difficult decisions that impact the fate of entire factions, societies, and the wasteland itself. Their actions, and the consequences of those actions, reflect the core theme of Fallout, that the choices we make define who we are in a world full of uncertainty. Fact 36: The Lone Wanderer, the protagonist of Fallout 3, is a wanderer from Vault 101. They leave the vault in search of their father, but their journey leads them into the heart of the wasteland, where they must confront moral dilemmas, hostile factions, and the mysteries of the past. The Lone Wanderer's story is one of discovery, both of the wasteland and of themselves. Their decisions shape the future of the capital wasteland, making them a figure of immense importance. The lone wanderer is a symbol of individualism and the struggle for survival in a fractured world. Fact 37: The Courier, the protagonist of Fallout, New Vegas, is tasked with delivering a mysterious package, but their journey quickly spirals into a battle for control of the Mojave Wasteland. The Courier is a character defined by their choices as they navigate the complex political landscape of the region. Their actions can determine the fate of the Mojave, from allying with the new California Republic to siding with Caesar's Legion or forging their own path as an independent force. The Courier's journey is one of power, ambition, and the consequences of choosing sides in a fractured world. Fact 38: Mojave Wasteland is a central setting in Fallout, New Vegas. Unlike the more barren, desolate landscapes of other Fallout games, the Mojave is filled with varied terrain, from dusty deserts to lush canyons. The environment reflects the game's focus on player choice and exploration, with numerous towns, settlements, and factions scattered across the landscape. The Mojave's distinct geography and atmosphere contribute to its status as one of the most memorable locations in the Fallout series. Its unique landscape invites players to wander and discover, while its many dangers and secrets keep them on edge. Fact 39: The Brotherhood of Steel's relationship with technology is both reverent and protective. They believe that the pre-war technology they possess could either save or doom the wasteland, depending on who controls it. Their quest to gather and preserve technology often brings them into conflict with other factions who seek to control these resources for their own ends. While the Brotherhood's noble ideals of preservation and defense are admirable, their authoritarian approach to safeguarding technology often results in tensions with those they seek to protect, complicating their place in the post apocalyptic world. Fact 40. One of Fallout's most famous characters is Fox, a super mutant who appears in Fallout 3. Fox is different from other super mutants. He possesses an intelligence and sense of morality that is rare among his kind. Having been exposed to the FEV virus but retaining his humanity, Fox becomes an unlikely ally to the player. His backstory is tragic, as he was once a human who was transformed into a super mutant. But through his friendship with the Lone Wanderer, Fox shows that even in the darkest of worlds, hope can be found in unexpected places. Fact 41. Vault 13, one of the first vaults introduced in Fallout, holds a special place in the series. The vault's residents were tasked with finding a replacement water chip, a mission that set the stage for the entire Fallout saga. Vault 13's dark secret, however, was that it was an experiment in isolation. Once the vault door closed, the inhabitants were never meant to leave. The Vault Dweller's quest to find the water chip is not just about survival, but about breaking free from a controlled environment and discovering what lies beyond the confines of their prison. Fact 42. Vault 101, featured in Fallout 3, is another experiment in isolation. Its inhabitants were told that the outside world was too dangerous to survive in, leading to the creation of an entire generation that had never seen the wasteland. The vault's overseer maintained strict control over its population, and any attempt to leave was forbidden. The Vault Dweller's journey begins when they leave the vault to search for their father. This vault's story highlights the dangers of control and the limits of knowledge when one is kept in the dark for too long. Fact 43. Vault 111, featured in Fallout 4, introduces the chilling concept of cryogenic freezing. The vault's residents were meant to be put into cryosleep for the preservation of humanity, but something went horribly wrong. The vault itself becomes a tomb for many of its original inhabitants. The Vault Dweller awakens 2 centuries after the bombs fell, only to find the world irrevocably changed. Vault 111's story is a tragic one, filled with loss and the passage of time, as it reflects the cost of hope and the price of waiting for a future that may never come. Fact 44. Vault 8, found in Fallout 2, was one of the more successful vaults, as it allowed its inhabitants to thrive. Unlike other vaults, Vault 8 was not a social experiment. It was built with the goal of preserving a portion of the population to repopulate the wasteland after the Great War. Vault 8's residents became the foundation of the new California Republic, NCR, a faction that seeks to restore order and democracy to the wasteland. Their story is one of rebuilding and hope, showing that from the ashes of the old world, new societies can rise. Fact 45. Vault 69, often regarded as one of the most absurd vaults in Fallout, was an experiment where 999 women and 1 man were placed inside. The experiment's goal was to study the effects of having a single male inhabitant in a population of women. The vault's tragicomic premise reflects Fallout's penchant for dark humor and satire. Vault 69 serves as a reminder of how Vault Tech's experiments often veered into the absurd, using its residents as pawns in twisted social experiments. Fact 46. Vault 34, introduced in Fallout New Vegas, is a vault where a strict ban on weapons led to deadly consequences. The vault's inhabitants were forced to live without the means to defend themselves, which ultimately resulted in chaos and violence. Over time, the vault became a symbol of how good intentions can backfire. The residents' desperate attempts to create their own weapons led to dangerous accidents and mutated creatures, highlighting the fragility of human society when stripped of its defenses and left to survive in a hostile world. Fact 47: Vault 75, introduced in Fallout 4, was designed to be a secret government experiment to test the genetic potential of children. The vault's residents, all children, were subjected to cruel genetic experiments, with only the children deemed most genetically valuable allowed to survive. Vault 75's story is one of tragedy, as its experiments on the children led to their eventual death or mutation. The Vault's dark secrets are a chilling reflection of the power and manipulation that often accompany government control and the cost of pursuing scientific advancement without ethical considerations. Fact 48: Vault 112, featured in Fallout 3, is another example of Vault-Tech's twisted social experiments. Its residents were placed into a simulation that allowed them to live out idealized versions of their lives in a virtual world. However, the simulation eventually malfunctioned, trapping the residents in a warped artificial reality. Vault 112's story is one of illusion and escapism, reflecting Fallout's exploration of what happens when humanity retreats into fantasy to avoid facing the harsh truths of the real world. The Vault's residents lived in a controlled, perfect simulation, but their happiness was a lie. Fact 49: Vault 22, introduced in Fallout, New Vegas, was a research facility focused on farming and agriculture in the post-apocalyptic world. The Vault's residents experimented with plant life, hoping to develop crops that could survive in the harsh, irradiated environment. However, their experiments led to the creation of aggressive, mutated plants that overran the vault. Vault 22 serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked scientific experimentation, where the drive for progress can sometimes lead to unforeseen consequences. It's a reflection of how humanity's best intentions can sometimes spiral into disastrous outcomes. Fact 50: Vault 13's water chip, which plays a crucial role in the original Fallout, serves as a pivotal item in the story. The water chip was designed to regulate the vault's water supply, but when it malfunctioned, it forced the vault dweller to venture into the dangerous wasteland in search of a replacement. The water chip represents humanity's reliance on technology for survival, and its failure symbolizes how fragile civilization can be when dependent on a single, critical piece of technology. The search for the chip became the defining quest of Fallout, setting the tone for the series. Fact 51: The Pip-Boy 3000 is one of Fallout's most recognizable features. This handheld device, worn on the player's arm, serves as a vital tool throughout the game. It helps manage inventory, quests, maps, and character stats, while also providing access to the game's radio stations and other features. Its retro-futuristic design, with its bright green screen and 1950s aesthetic, contrasts sharply with the bleak world of the wasteland, providing a sense of nostalgia for a time before the Great War. The Pip-Boy became an iconic symbol of Fallout, offering both functionality and character. Fact 52: The Pip-Boy's design, particularly its 1950s style interface, was inspired by the optimistic vision of the future seen in mid-20th century science fiction. The design reflects a time when technology was seen as the key to a brighter future. The Pip-Boy, with its simple yet effective interface, embodies this retro futuristic dream. In a world ravaged by nuclear war, the Pip-Boy offers players a reminder of a past filled with hope, and its cheerful aesthetic stands in stark contrast to the dark, post apocalyptic setting of the game, providing a comforting yet eerie juxtaposition. Fact 53: the Pip-Boy's integration with the Fallout series has had a lasting impact on gaming culture. Over the years, it has become a beloved symbol of the franchise. Its popularity led to real world versions being created as collectibles, with Fallout 4 even offering a functional Pip-Boy replica as part of its special edition. The device's influence on gaming extends beyond Fallout, with other games adopting similar tools or interfaces inspired by the Pip-Boy's design. Its success highlights how even small, functional elements in a game can become iconic symbols of a larger universe. Fact 54: in Fallout 4, the addition of the Pip-Boy app allowed players to interact with their Pip-Boy through their smartphones. This app mirrored the in-game Pip-Boy, allowing players to manage inventory, equip weapons, and listen to in-game radio stations directly from their phones. The app further solidified the Pip-Boy's place in Fallout lore while enhancing the player's immersion. By blending the game's digital world with real-world technology, this innovation made the Pip-Boy even more central to the experience, creating a more seamless connection between player and game. Fact 55: the Pip-Boy 3000's voice, like much of Fallout's presentation, blends the nostalgic with the dystopian. It often delivers reminders, warnings, and tips in a calm, monotone voice that contrasts with the chaos of the wasteland. The voice acting for the Pip-Boy interface adds to the game's immersion, creating a world where even the smallest device is capable of generating emotional resonance. As the player navigates the desolate landscape, the Pip-Boy's calm and controlled tone serves as a constant companion, offering a sense of continuity in a world otherwise defined by loss and ruin. Fact 56: in addition to its utilitarian functions, the Pip-Boy plays an important role in the narrative. It acts as a bridge between the player and the game world, providing essential information and even serving as a way to experience Fallout's iconic radio broadcasts. Stations like Galaxy News Radio offer background music and news updates, filling the silence of the wasteland and giving players a sense of connection to the larger world. The Pip-Boy's ability to both inform and entertain enriches the player's experience, turning a simple device into a central piece of Fallout lore. Fact 57: the Pip-Boy is a symbol of humanity's attempts to hold on to the past. In the midst of nuclear fallout and societal collapse, it's a constant reminder of a bygone era, an era when technology was seen as a tool for progress rather than destruction. Despite the horrors of the wasteland, the Pip-Boy offers a touch of hope, an artifact from a time when life was simpler and more optimistic. This juxtaposition of the old world's innocence against the brutality of the new world is a central theme in Fallout, and the Pip-Boy embodies that tension. Fact 58: the Pip-Boy's integration with Fallout's gameplay design is also a key factor in the game's success. By allowing players to access crucial information such as maps, quests, and inventory through a simple, intuitive interface, the Pip-Boy streamlines the experience without compromising the complexity of the game. It empowers players to make decisions in the heat of battle, strategize for the long haul, and keep track of their progress in a vast, open world. The Pip-Boy's efficiency and accessibility make it an essential tool for survival in the wasteland. Fact 59. The Pip-Boy's role in the Fallout universe has become more than just a functional item. It's a metaphor for the series' broader themes of survival and memory. The device allows players to track their journey through the wasteland, keeping records of their decisions, encounters, and achievements. In a world where so much has been lost, the Pip-Boy serves as a way to preserve knowledge, a small piece of history in a world that has forgotten so much. It's a relic, both of the old world and of the player's personal journey through the wasteland. Fact 60. The popularity of the Pip-Boy has made it a symbol not just of Fallout, but of the post-apocalyptic genre as a whole. Its sleek, utilitarian design has influenced other games and media in portraying technology in a dystopian future. The Pip-Boy embodies the notion that even in the most desolate of worlds, humans will continue to create, to innovate, and to hold on to what they've built. In a universe where everything else has fallen apart, the Pip-Boy remains, a steadfast symbol of resilience in the face of overwhelming odds. Fact 61. Rad scorpions are one of the most dangerous creatures found in the Fallout wasteland. These mutated scorpions have grown to massive sizes, their venomous stingers capable of delivering a deadly blow. While they are a constant threat to survivors, rad scorpions also play an important ecological role in the wasteland's ecosystem, acting as both predators and prey. Their terrifying appearance and aggressive nature make them one of the most iconic monsters in Fallout. But like many of the creatures in the game, they are a product of the post-apocalyptic world, adapted, mutated, and driven by the need to survive. Fact 62. Deathclaws, towering, vicious predators, are some of the deadliest creatures in the Fallout universe. Created through the Forced Evolutionary Virus, FOV, these monstrous beasts were originally intended to be super soldiers, but were instead released into the wild after the Great War. Their immense size, razor-sharp claws, and near invulnerable hides make them terrifying enemies. Deathclaws represent the dangers of unchecked experimentation and the consequences of humanity's attempts to play God. Despite their terrifying nature, they are an essential part of the wasteland's predator-prey balance, a reminder of the horrors the FEV virus has unleashed. Fact 63. Mirelurks are mutated sea creatures that have adapted to the radioactive wasteland. With their tough exoskeletons and deadly pincers, they present a formidable challenge to survivors. Mirelurks are often found in coastal areas, lurking in the depths of irradiated waters or in the ruins of abandoned settlements. Their origins are unclear, but they are one of the many examples of how the wasteland has transformed life into something new and deadly. In Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, they are a frequent threat, lurking in the shadows and waiting for the opportunity to strike. Fact 64. The Yaoguai, bear-like creatures with glowing eyes, are a common sight in the wasteland. These creatures were once simple bears, but were mutated by radiation. Their immense strength and ferocity make them formidable opponents, but they are also seen as part of the natural order of the wasteland. Despite their terrifying nature, Yaoguai often live in isolated areas, hunting and surviving alone or in small packs. In some ways, they serve as a tragic reminder of the world before the bombs fell, a world where nature was untouched by radiation and mutation. Fact 65. Feral ghouls are one of Fallout's most haunting enemies. These irradiated humans have lost their sanity, becoming mindless, violent creatures that attack anyone on sight. The result of prolonged exposure to radiation, feral ghouls are often former survivors of the Great War, now trapped in their decayed, mutated bodies. While they can be terrifying to encounter, they also serve as a poignant symbol of the long term effects of radiation. Their tragic existence is a stark reminder of the human cost of the nuclear war that devastated the world, forever changing those who were caught in its wake. Fact 66. The Nightkin are a unique faction of supermutants found in Fallout, New Vegas. They were once normal supermutants, but over time they became mutated further by prolonged use of stealth boys, technology that allowed them to become invisible. The Nightkin's obsession with the stealth boys leads to madness and aggression, making them unpredictable and dangerous. The Nightkin are a tragic reflection of the side effects of the technology in the Fallout universe, tools meant for survival that ultimately lead to destruction, both physically and mentally. Fact 67. Radroaches, though less terrifying than some of the larger creatures in the wasteland, are still a menace to survivors. These giant mutated cockroaches are a staple of the Fallout series, often found scuttling through the ruins of abandoned homes or vaults. Despite their comparatively small size, they can overwhelm a lone survivor through sheer numbers. Radroaches serve as an introduction to the game's more dangerous creatures, offering players a taste of what's to come as they explore the dark, irradiated corners of the wasteland. Their relentless persistence makes them a constant nuisance in the game. Fact 68. Bloatflies are another common yet dangerous creature in the Fallout series. These mutated insects resemble bloated flying versions of flies and have adapted to the wasteland by scavenging the remains of the dead. Bloatflies are often seen swarming around decaying carcasses, feeding on the remains of the old world. While they may not be as physically intimidating as deathclaws, their ability to swarm and their corrosive, poisonous attacks make them a dangerous adversary. They serve as a reminder that even the smallest creatures in the wasteland can pose a significant threat. Fact 69. The Cazador, a mutated, venomous insect, is one of Fallout, New Vegas's most dangerous creatures. With a fearsome appearance and deadly stinger, the Cazador is capable of overwhelming even the most seasoned adventurers. These insects are extremely fast and difficult to hit, making them a nightmare to face in combat. The Cazadors represent the unpredictability of the wasteland, where nature, mutated by radiation, has produced creatures that defy the laws of the natural world. Their rapid movements and aggressive nature make them one of the most feared creatures in the Mojave. Fact 70. The legendary Deathclaw Mother, found in Fallout 3, is one of the rarest and most powerful creatures in the wasteland. Larger and more formidable than regular Deathclaws, the Deathclaw Mother is a terrifying force that can tear through anything in its path. The creature's significance lies not only in its physical power, but in its role within the wasteland's ecosystem. It is a representation of the primal forces at work in the world, a reminder that even in a shattered world, life finds a way to survive and thrive, often in the most dangerous forms. Fact 71. Power armor is one of the most defining technologies in the Fallout universe. Originally designed for military use before the Great War, this towering suit of mechanized armor grants its wearer immense strength, resilience, and protection from the harsh conditions of the wasteland. Power armor symbolizes both the height of human technological achievement and the tragedies of war that led to the world's destruction. Despite its intimidating appearance, it evokes a sense of nostalgia, an artifact from a civilization lost to time, now repurposed as a shield for those still wandering through the broken remnants of a shattered world. Fact 72. The T-51B power armor is often considered the pinnacle of pre-war engineering. Revered for its durability and sleek design, it became the symbol of America's military might before the bombs fell. Unlike later versions, the T-51B relied on advanced systems that maximized mobility while offering unparalleled protection. Its polished metal exterior reflects a world where progress was cherished, even as conflict brewed beneath the surface. In the wasteland, finding a set of T-51B armor is like uncovering a piece of history, a reminder of the hopes, fears, and ambitions of a nation on the brink of irreversible destruction. Fact 73. Laser weapons, another hallmark of Fallout's retro-futuristic world, reflect the series' fascination with 1950s science fiction. These weapons fire concentrated beams of energy capable of slicing through armor or vaporizing targets. Though advanced, they retain an aesthetic rooted in pulp-era imagination, blending streamlined casings with glowing cores. Their presence in the wasteland symbolizes the remnants of a once thriving technological race, a world where innovation outpaced caution. Discovering a laser rifle feels both futuristic and nostalgic, offering survivors a glimpse of the scientific dreams humanity chased before its downfall, now repurposed as tools of protection in a fragile new age. Fact 74. Plasma weapons represent a more volatile branch of energy technology in Fallout. Unlike laser weapons, plasma guns release superheated bolts of green energy that melt and deform whatever they strike. Their slow, heavy shots are devastating, transforming enemies into pools of glowing residue. The eerie glow of the plasma reflects the dangers of pursuing advanced weaponry without fully understanding its consequences. In the wasteland, plasma weapons embody both power and unpredictability, a relic of pre-war ambition wielded by those brave enough to handle their destructive potential. They serve as haunting reminders of how the search for progress often leads to ruin. Fact 75. The Fat Man, one of the most infamous weapons in the series, is a portable mini-nuke launcher capable of unleashing devastating explosions. Its design blends dark humor with unsettling realism, symbolizing the extremes of pre-war military development. While undeniably powerful, the Fat Man also reflects humanity's paradoxical relationship with destruction, creating weapons so catastrophic that using them feels both awe-inspiring and tragic. In the quiet of the wasteland, its presence stands as a somber reminder of the Great War itself, a moment when humankind's most brilliant inventions became the instruments of its own downfall, reshaping the world forever. Fact 76. The Gauss rifle harnesses electromagnetic technology to fire metal projectiles at incredible speeds. Its sleek, industrial design embodies a fusion of scientific precision and raw, destructive force. Unlike energy weapons, the Gauss rifle relies on magnetism, creating a powerful crack as it fires. In the wasteland, it is treasured for its accuracy and strength, often becoming a prized possession of skilled marksmen. Beyond its mechanical brilliance, the Gauss rifle captures the essence of Fallout's technological identity: advanced, dangerous, and beautiful in its own haunting way, a relic from a world obsessed with pushing the boundaries of what weapons could become. Fact 77. The railway rifle is one of Fallout's most imaginative weapons, crafted from scavenged materials and powered by steam pressure. It fires metal railway spikes with surprising force, producing a sharp hiss and a distinctive whistle that echoes across the wasteland. The weapon symbolizes the creativity of post war survivors who learned to rebuild with whatever scraps remained. Though not as refined as pre war weaponry, the railway rifle reflects ingenuity born from necessity. Its handcrafted design, rugged feel, and iconic sound make it a memorable tool for wanderers who must adapt to the broken world, turning forgotten remnants into instruments of survival. Fact 78. The shish kebab is a flaming melee weapon assembled from motorcycle parts, fuel lines, and a sharpened blade. Though crude in construction, it burns with fierce intensity, turning close quarters combat into a fiery spectacle. The shish kebab represents the resourcefulness of wasteland survivors who forge weapons from whatever materials they can salvage. Its fire kissed blade serves as a reminder that even in a world stripped of civilization, humanity continues to create tools that blend practicality with symbolism. The warm glow of the flame provides light in the darkness, both literally and metaphorically, showing that hope can still spark in ruined places. Fact 79. The Ripper, a compact chainsaw like melee weapon, hums with a relentless, vibrating energy. Designed for close range encounters, it cuts through enemies with unsettling efficiency. Its continuous mechanical whir contrasts with the stillness of the wasteland, creating a sense of tension whenever it is activated. The Ripper reflects the makeshift brutality of post war combat, where precision and elegance have given way to raw, improvised violence. Despite its fearsome appearance, it remains a poignant symbol of survival, an echo of an industrial past, repurposed to meet the demands of a world forever shaped by chaos and decay. Fact 80. The humble 10mm pistol, though small and unassuming, is one of the most iconic weapons in the Fallout series. It is often the player's first firearm, marking the beginning of their journey through the wasteland. Its simple design, reliable performance, and widespread availability make it a comforting companion in a world filled with danger. The 10mm pistol symbolizes the early steps of survival, modest, practical, and dependable. Though overshadowed by more advanced weaponry later in the game, it remains a quiet reminder that even in a fractured world, small beginnings can lead to remarkable journeys. Fact 81. Fallout's music, with its blend of 1940s and 1950s tunes, is one of the most memorable aspects of the series. Tracks like I Don't Want to Set the World on Fire and Anything Goes have become synonymous with the wasteland's desolation and beauty. These songs, often played on the in game radio stations, provide a haunting contrast to the devastation of the post apocalyptic world. Their cheerful melodies are a bittersweet reminder of a more innocent time, bringing a touch of nostalgia and warmth to a land that has been forever changed by nuclear destruction. Fact 82. Galaxy News Radio is the most iconic radio station in Fallout 3, hosted by the ever-hopeful Three Dog. The station broadcasts a mix of pre-war music, news, and commentary, and acts as a source of hope and motivation for the inhabitants of the capital wasteland. Despite the chaos of the world, Three Dog's voice is a constant presence, reminding listeners that the struggle for survival continues. The combination of 1940s big band music and the relentless energy of Three Dogs broadcasts creates an atmosphere of defiance and resilience, offering a small spark of life amidst the ruin. Fact 83: the Fallout radio stations are not just a means of providing background music, they also contribute to the game's world building and narrative. Mojave Music Radio in Fallout. New Vegas plays a mix of traditional songs, reflecting the Mojave Desert's unique culture. The music, combined with the dry, expansive landscape, adds depth to the game's atmosphere. Whether it's the swing jazz of the pre war era or the haunting ballads of the post war wasteland, each song helps immerse the player into the world of Fallout, offering both comfort and melancholy as they traverse the desolate landscape. Fact 84: the song Blue Moon in Fallout 3 is a particularly evocative piece. Its slow, melancholic melody plays during key moments of the game, particularly when the player is exploring the empty, radiation ravaged world. The song's haunting lyrics are reflections of the isolation and sadness that permeate the wasteland. It's a stark reminder of what has been lost and serves as an emotional anchor in a game where survival is the focus. Blue Moon perfectly captures the somber, quiet beauty of the world Fallout creates, a world that, despite its horrors, still holds moments of fragile hope. Fact 85: Fallout. New Vegas features a remarkable soundtrack with tracks from the 1940s and 1950s that add to the game's immersive atmosphere. One standout track is Jingle Jangle Jingle, which plays on the Mojave Music Radio. The song, with its upbeat, catchy rhythm, provides a playful contrast to the harsh environment of the wasteland. Yet, even in its lightheartedness, the song carries an underlying sense of bittersweet nostalgia. It's as if the music is reminding the player that even in the aftermath of destruction, joy and life have a way of finding their way through the cracks. Fact 86: the inclusion of 1950s music in Fallout is not just for ambiance, it reflects the game's theme of post nuclear America. The songs evoke a time before the bombs fell, a time when optimism and the future were celebrated through jazz, swing, and crooning ballads. But as the player navigates the ruins of the old world, these songs become melancholic reminders of what was lost. The juxtaposition of pre war music with the post apocalyptic world creates a sense of unease, highlighting how the future that was promised in the 1950s was obliterated in a flash, leaving only memories. Fact 87: one of the most poignant moments in Fallout 4 is when players discover the radio station Diamond City Radio, featuring the voice of the ever charming DJ Travis Miles. While the music played on the station offers a comforting presence amidst the chaos of the wasteland, it's Travis's earnest and often nervous commentary that gives the station its unique character. His attempts at sounding confident and his heartfelt messages add depth to the world, making the player feel like part of something bigger. The station becomes a source of connection in a world that otherwise feels vast and disconnected. Fact 88: Fallout uses its music to enhance the emotional depth of its storylines. For instance, in Fallout New Vegas, the track Johnny Guitar plays during moments of introspection and calm, offering a moment of reflection in a world full of violence. The melancholic tune echoes the themes of loneliness and the search for meaning in the wasteland. It's a song about loss and longing, and its inclusion in the game deepens the emotional impact of the narrative. Music in Fallout is not just a backdrop, it's a tool for storytelling, helping to convey the mood of the wasteland's fractured world. Fact 89, Anything Goes, one of the standout songs in Fallout 3, is a jazzy number that contrasts with the game's otherwise grim atmosphere. The song, originally performed by Cole Porter in 1934, reflects the carefree attitude of pre war America before the nuclear devastation. In the game, it plays on the Galaxy News radio station, offering a sense of surreal joy amidst the chaos of the wasteland. The inclusion of such music serves as a reminder of the stark contrast between the innocence of the pre war era and the devastation that followed, adding complexity to the game's narrative. Fact 90, Fallout's music often carries an eerie, haunting quality that sticks with players long after the game is over. One of the most memorable pieces is the instrumental track The Wanderer, which plays during pivotal moments in Fallout, New Vegas. This song captures the essence of the lone survivor, roaming the wasteland in search of meaning. The song's steady, rhythmic beat evokes a sense of solitude, encapsulating the feeling of wandering through an empty world, filled with uncertainty and the constant struggle to survive. It's a haunting melody that underscores the themes of isolation and perseverance in the game. Fact 91, The Fallout series has left an indelible mark on the gaming industry, influencing countless RPGs and open world games. Its emphasis on player, choice, exploration, and moral dilemmas has been adopted by numerous games, including the Elder Scrolls series and the Witcher franchise. Fallout's open ended narrative, where choices affect the game world and its characters, set a new standard for interactive storytelling. The series showed that the future of RPGs could be shaped by the player's actions, and its success has inspired developers to prioritize player agency in their own projects. Fact 92, Fallout 3 revolutionized the RPG genre by introducing a fully open world set in a post apocalyptic environment. The game's success inspired other open world games, particularly in the way it combined exploration with an immersive story. The vast wasteland, filled with factions, side quests, and hidden secrets, created a model that other developers sought to replicate. It proved that a richly detailed world, combined with player driven decisions, could be a powerful tool for storytelling, and many other games like The Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim, and The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt, would later adopt similar open world designs. Fact 93, The Fallout series was one of the first to successfully integrate turn based combat with real time action. In Fallout 3, the VATS, Vault Tech Assisted Targeting system allowed players to pause the action and target specific body parts of enemies, blending strategy with dynamic combat. This mechanic influenced games that followed, such as Wasteland 2, and even larger titles like Mass Effect and The Division, which incorporated similar target systems. VATS became one of Fallout's most iconic features, offering a unique combat experience that set the series apart from other RPGs and shooters. Fact 94, Fallout, New Vegas is widely considered one of the most influential RPGs of its time, largely due to its branching narrative and deep role-playing elements. The game's dialogue system, which gave players the ability to directly shape the course of events through their choices, became a model for many subsequent games. New Vegas's focus on faction politics, the moral ambiguity of the choices, and the complexity of its characters inspired RPGs like The Outer Worlds and Divinity, Original Sin 2. Its legacy continues to impact the way developers approach storytelling in open world RPGs. Fact 95. The Fallout series helped to redefine the concept of post apocalyptic storytelling in video games. While many games before Fallout explored the theme of nuclear war, Fallout introduced a distinct blend of dark humor, retrofuturism, and moral choices. This combination set it apart from other dystopian narratives, influencing games that followed. Titles like Metro 2033, Horizon Zero Dawn, and even Mad Max took inspiration from Fallout's ability to create a compelling world where players must navigate moral dilemmas and survive in a hostile, broken society. The series became the benchmark for post apocalyptic gaming. Fact 96. The success of the Fallout franchise has led to the development of a wide range of spin offs, each exploring different facets of the wasteland. Games like Fallout Shelter, a mobile strategy game, and Fallout Tactics, a tactical RPG, expanded the universe in unique ways. These spin offs allowed players to experience the Fallout world from new perspectives, offering additional depth to the lore and giving fans more opportunities to immerse themselves in the wasteland. The franchise's ability to evolve and experiment with different genres has contributed to its long lasting influence in the gaming world. Fact 97. Fallout 4 brought new technological advancements to the series, including a detailed crafting system that allowed players to build their own settlements. This mechanic, which allowed for the construction of everything from basic homes to elaborate fortifications, influenced the design of other open world games, such as Minecraft and The Division 2. The ability to craft weapons, armor, and buildings in Fallout 4 gave players even more control over their experience, allowing them to personalize their journey through the wasteland. This feature set the stage for the growing trend of survival and crafting mechanics in modern games. Fact 98. Fallout's influence can be seen in the rise of post apocalyptic settings in video games, particularly those that focus on survival and exploration. Games like The Last of Us, State of Decay, and Days Gone all share thematic elements with Fallout, particularly in how they present a ravaged world where resources are scarce and every encounter with others can be a matter of life or death. While these games differ in tone and style, Fallout pioneered the idea of a vast, open world filled with danger, choices, and a fragmented narrative that encourages exploration. Fact 99. The Fallout franchise is known for its distinct visual style, which blends retrofuturism with a post apocalyptic setting. This combination of 1950s inspired designs and the decayed, crumbling remnants of the future has influenced other games' art direction. Titles like BioShock Infinite and Prey 2017 owe much to the visual aesthetics pioneered by Fallout. The stylized art direction, with its muted colors and emphasis on the effects of decay, allows Fallout to create a unique, memorable world. Its visual influence on other games highlights the lasting legacy of the franchise's distinct approach to world building. Fact 100. One of Fallout's lasting contributions to the gaming world is its approach to player agency and choice. The series showed that player decisions could affect the world in deep and meaningful ways, whether through branching dialogue options or the ability to shape factions and story outcomes. This approach has been adopted by a wide range of RPGs and action-adventure games, including The Witcher 3, Mass Effect, and Dragon Age. Fallout's emphasis on player choice has become a standard in modern RPGs, influencing how players interact with storylines and the consequences of their actions. Fact 101: Fallout 1 is where it all began, introducing players to the wasteland in 1997. Set in 2161, the game follows the Vault Dweller, a survivor from Vault 13, as they search for a replacement water chip to save their home. The game was groundbreaking for its time, featuring an open world filled with choices, consequences, and moral dilemmas. With its top down perspective and turn based combat, Fallout 1 set the stage for the series' focus on player freedom and deep storytelling, establishing the themes that would become staples of the Fallout franchise. Fact 102: Fallout 2, released in 1998, expanded on the formula of its predecessor, introducing a larger world, more factions, and an even deeper storyline. Set in 2241, it follows the Chosen One, the descendant of the Vault Dweller, as they try to save their village from the oppressive Enclave. The game improved upon the mechanics of Fallout 1, offering more customization, side quests, and character development options. Fallout 2 is often considered one of the best RPGs of its time, with its dark humor, branching dialogue, and complex narrative influencing many RPGs that followed. Facts 103: Fallout 3, released in 2008, marked a major departure for the series, transitioning from isometric, turn based combat to a fully realized 3D open world. Set in the capital wasteland, the game follows the lone wanderer as they search for their father. With its first person perspective, VATS combat system, and deeper emphasis on exploration, Fallout 3 brought the franchise to a wider audience. The game's post apocalyptic setting, with its blend of dark humor and tragedy, helped redefine what open world RPGs could achieve, setting a new standard for narrative driven gameplay in a vast, immersive world. Facts 104: Fallout New Vegas, released in 2010, is often hailed as one of the greatest RPGs of all time. Set in the Mojave Wasteland, it introduces a new narrative centered around factions vying for control of the region. Players can choose to side with the New California Republic, Caesar's Legion, or remain independent. New Vegas improved on Fallout 3's mechanics, offering more complex faction dynamics, branching storylines, and deeper role playing options. Its open ended narrative, rich lore, and morally gray choices make it a fan favorite, with many players considering it the best entry in the Fallout series. Fact 105: Fallout 4 took the series to new heights with its introduction of detailed crafting systems and settlement building. Set in the Commonwealth, the game follows the sole survivor, who emerges from Vault 111 over 200 years after the Great War. With improved graphics, more dynamic combat, and a robust crafting system, Fallout 4 allowed players to personalize their experience like never before. Though some fans of the older, more narrative driven Fallout games were divided on its shift toward action, the game's emphasis on exploration, base building, and customization made it a standout entry in the series. Fact 106: Fallout 76, released in 2018, was the first online multiplayer entry in the Fallout series. Set in Appalachia, the game takes place before the events of the previous titles, with players taking on the role of a Vault Dweller from Vault 76, tasked with rebuilding the world. Although initially met with criticism for its technical issues and lack of NPCs, Fallout 76 has received numerous updates over the years, adding new content, quests, and NPCs. It marked a bold experiment in the Fallout universe, blending the series' post apocalyptic setting with a shared online experience. Fact 107: Fallout. Tactics is a lesser known spin off released in 2001, focusing on tactical, squad based combat rather than the series' traditional RPG mechanics. Set in the aftermath of Fallout 2, players lead a group of Brotherhood of Steel soldiers through various missions. While the game was not as well received as the main entries in the series, it offered a unique perspective on the Fallout universe, showcasing the Brotherhood's efforts to expand and secure technology in the post apocalyptic world. Its tactical combat was a departure from the series' usual RPG mechanics, but it still retained the core themes of survival and faction conflict. Fact 108: Fallout Shelter is a mobile spin off that was released in 2015. Unlike the main Fallout games, Fallout Shelter focuses on managing a vault, ensuring the survival of its inhabitants by overseeing resources, assigning tasks, and expanding the shelter. The game features elements of strategy and simulation as players balance the needs of their vault dwellers with the constant threat of radroaches, raiders, and radiation. While it doesn't feature the same deep narrative of the main series, Fallout Shelter became a surprisingly addictive and beloved mobile game, introducing a new audience to the Fallout franchise. Fact 109: Fallout. The Brotherhood of Steel, released in 2004, was a spin off action game for the PlayStation 2. It follows a group of Brotherhood of Steel soldiers as they journey across the wasteland in search of powerful technology. The game takes a more action focused approach compared to the RPG roots of Fallout, with players engaging in combat rather than exploring an open world. While it received mixed reviews, the game offered a unique perspective on the Brotherhood of Steel, one of the franchise's most iconic factions, and allowed players to explore different aspects of the Fallout universe. Fact 110: Fallout. New Vegas introduced the concept of hardcore mode, where players must manage hunger, thirst, and sleep, adding a layer of realism to the game. This mode forces players to carefully manage their resources and makes survival a more immersive experience. In the wasteland, every decision counts, from how many rounds of ammunition you carry to how long you can go without food or water. Hardcore mode became a fan favorite, especially for players looking for a more challenging and realistic way to experience the post apocalyptic world, adding an extra layer of depth to New Vegas. Fact 111: One of Fallout's core themes is the moral ambiguity of survival. Players are often faced with difficult decisions that test their ethics. Should you help a struggling settlement, even if it means going against a powerful faction? Or do you pursue your own interests, leaving others to suffer? This moral grayness is what makes the Fallout universe so compelling, as every choice feels significant. The game challenges players to consider the consequences of their actions and the costs of survival in a broken world where right and wrong aren't always clearly defined. Fact 112: The decision to side with one faction over another is central to Fallout's moral dilemmas. In Fallout New Vegas, players can choose to ally with the New California Republic, Caesar's Legion, or remain independent. Each faction has its own vision for the future of the Mojave Wasteland, but none are purely good or evil. The NCR seeks democracy, but is plagued by corruption, while Caesar's Legion uses brutal tactics to bring order. The independence route offers a different kind of freedom, but at the cost of unity. The choice challenges players to decide what kind of future they want. Fact 113. Fallout 3 presents the player with a choice that encapsulates the series' moral complexity: the decision to destroy or repair the water purification system at the Jefferson Memorial. The right choice isn't obvious, as both options have far reaching consequences. If you destroy the system, the wasteland will remain polluted, but the capital will be spared the power of the Enclave. If you repair it, you save the region, but risk further exploitation of its resources. This decision, like many in Fallout, shows that there are no easy answers, only tough choices and moral consequences. Fact 114. One of the recurring moral themes in Fallout is the tension between order and chaos. Factions like the Brotherhood of Steel seek to impose order through their control over technology, while others, like Caesar's Legion, want to enforce a brutal, hierarchical system. The new California Republic tries to bring back the ideals of pre war America, but its vision is marred by corruption. Players are tasked with navigating this chaotic world and deciding whether to bring about order through force or reform, or whether they will let the wasteland continue to devolve into further anarchy. Fact 115. The role of the Vault Dweller in Fallout 1 and Fallout 2 represents the classic hero's journey, but with a twist. Often, the protagonist is not a hero at all, but a survivor making the best choices in an impossible situation. Whether fighting to save their vault or choosing to destroy their enemies, the player's decisions shape the future of the world. The Vault Dwellers' journey questions whether good deeds can truly make a difference in a world that has been shattered by war, or if survival itself is the only real victory. Fact 116. Fallout often challenges players to question the concept of progress. The pre war world is depicted as a place of rapid technological advancement, but this progress ultimately led to destruction. The game asks whether humanity's drive for innovation, unchecked by morality or foresight, is worth the cost. As players navigate a world destroyed by technological arrogance, they are forced to reckon with the consequences of humanity's pursuit of progress and whether rebuilding society requires repeating the mistakes of the past or learning from them to create a better future. Fact 117. In Fallout, New Vegas, players can choose to deal with the Mojave Wasteland's problems through diplomacy, coercion, or violence. One of the most poignant choices involves the fate of New Vegas itself. Should you allow Mr. House, the powerful leader, to maintain control, or should you let the people of the wasteland decide for themselves? The game's approach to decision making shows that there is no one-size-fits-all solution to the world's problems. Every approach has its costs, and the player must confront the consequences of choosing one path over another. Fact 118. The ethical implications of radiation in Fallout play a significant role in shaping its moral questions. Radiation is both a literal and symbolic force in the wasteland. It can mutate creatures into terrifying monsters, but it also offers the possibility of survival in harsh conditions. The series asks whether using radiation as a resource is worth the risk of contamination or mutation. It's a reflection of the broader theme in Fallout. Survival often comes at a high price, and the line between victim and villain is often blurred, especially when the stakes are so high. Fact 119. Fallout is not only about the choices players make, but also about the world they leave behind. Whether you side with a faction or choose to remain independent, the game is about shaping the future of the wasteland. The consequences of your actions are felt not just in the immediate aftermath, but for generations to come. The game's long lasting impact is a reminder that decisions have weight. They echo far beyond the present moment, affecting the future of society, the landscape, and the people who survive in it. Every choice leaves a legacy. Fact 120. The Fallout series often plays with the idea of human nature. Are people inherently good or evil, or does the wasteland force them to make decisions based solely on survival? Characters like Fox, a super mutant who retains his humanity, challenge the player's perceptions of morality. By offering characters who defy expectations, Fallout encourages players to consider the complexities of human nature, whether the choices they make are truly a reflection of their values or merely a product of the harsh world in which they must survive. It asks if the wasteland brings out the best or worst in people. Fact 121. The Fallout franchise has left a significant mark on popular culture, influencing everything from films and television to comics and books. Its post apocalyptic setting and themes of survival, rebuilding, and choice resonate with audiences outside of gaming. Movies like The Road and Mad Max share the same bleak, desolate atmosphere, while television series like The Walking Dead reflect Fallout's exploration of humanity's struggle to rebuild after catastrophic events. The franchise's influence can also be seen in the growing popularity of survival and crafting games, all drawing inspiration from Fallout's unique vision of a fractured world. Fact 122. The Fallout fan base is one of the most dedicated and passionate in the gaming community. The series has inspired fan art, mods, fan fiction, and even cosplay, with players dedicating countless hours to exploring every corner of the wasteland. The Fallout community's creativity knows no bounds, with some fans creating entire new stories set within the universe. These fans aren't just playing the games, they're expanding the world, adding their voices to the ongoing saga. The bond between Fallout and its fans is a testament to the power of storytelling in gaming and how it can spark imagination and passion. Fact 123. The Vault Boy mascot, with his iconic thumbs up pose, has become one of the most recognizable symbols in gaming. Appearing in the Fallout series since the very first game, Vault Boy represents the hope and optimism that the vaults promised, even if the reality was far more sinister. His cartoonish appearance, combined with his cheerful demeanor, provides a stark contrast to the dark, post apocalyptic world of Fallout. Over time, Vault Boy has become an emblem of the Fallout franchise itself, embodying both the humor and the tragedy that runs through the series. Fact 124. The Fallout universe has inspired a wealth of fan made content, including mods that improve gameplay, add new storylines, or even introduce entirely new worlds. Fallout 4 alone has seen thousands of mods created by fans, ranging from simple cosmetic changes to major gameplay overhauls. These mods allow players to personalize their experience even further, making the wasteland feel more alive and unique to each player. The modding community has helped keep Fallout fresh long after its release, with fans continuing to add new content, update graphics, and expand the game's narrative for years. Fact 125. The Fallout franchise has contributed to a wider cultural conversation about nuclear war, environmental collapse, and the consequences of unchecked technological advancement. Its exploration of post apocalyptic themes and the human condition resonates with players who see the wasteland as both a cautionary tale and a reflection of real world fears. In an era where concerns about climate change, political instability, and technological progress are at the forefront, Fallout's dystopian world serves as a reminder of what could happen if humanity's worst impulses lead to global destruction. The series encourages players to think critically about the future of the world. Fact 126: the moral ambiguity in Fallout has had a lasting impact on other video games, with many subsequent titles adopting similar systems that allow for meaningful player choices. Games like The Witcher 3 and Mass Effect have taken inspiration from Fallout's approach to player agency, offering players the ability to shape their characters' actions and determine the outcome of key events. Fallout was one of the first games to truly embrace the idea that the player's choices matter, and its influence can be seen in many of the most popular RPGs that followed. Fact 127: the Fallout series thus has also become a source of social commentary, with many players using it to reflect on modern societal issues. Themes such as corporate greed, government control, and the exploitation of resources echo real world problems. The Enclave, for example, represents a government that seeks to control society through force, while the Brotherhood of Steel highlights the dangers of hoarding technology. Fallout challenges players to think critically about the world around them, urging them to question authority, resist oppressive forces, and recognize the consequences of unchecked power in both fictional and real contexts. Fact 128: the Fallout franchise has created a lasting legacy, not just in the gaming industry, but also in the realm of merchandise. From clothing and collectibles to posters and art books, Fallout has become a cultural phenomenon. Fans can find Vault Boy mugs, Nuka Cola bottles, and replica Pip Boys to display in their homes. The merchandise allows fans to immerse themselves in the world of Fallout beyond the game, and these items serve as a testament to the franchise's widespread appeal. They offer a tangible connection to the wasteland, making the world of Fallout a part of everyday life. Fact 129: Fallout's music, particularly its vintage 1940s and 1950s tracks, has become iconic in its own right. The use of songs like I Don't Want to Set the World on Fire and The Wanderer evoke a sense of nostalgia while also providing a haunting contrast to the game's apocalyptic setting. These songs have become synonymous with the Fallout series, with many players associating them with their time spent exploring the wasteland. The music's ability to evoke both joy and sorrow is part of what makes Fallout's atmosphere so memorable, and it continues to resonate with fans long after the games have ended. Fact 130: the Fallout series has inspired a number of spin off games and cross media projects. Fallout Shelter, a mobile game that lets players manage a vault, introduced a new way to experience the franchise. In addition, there have been Fallout themed comics, board games, and even merchandise based on iconic characters and factions. These spin offs and adaptations allow fans to engage with the Fallout universe in different ways, expanding its reach and making it a cultural touchstone. The franchise's adaptability and appeal across multiple forms of media has helped cement its place in gaming and pop culture history. Fact 131: the Fallout franchise continues to evolve with each new installment, adapting to changes in technology and gaming trends. The series began as a turn based RPG with a top down perspective, but as technology advanced, it shifted to fully immersive 3D worlds with real time combat and first person perspectives. This evolution reflects the series' ability to innovate while maintaining its core themes of survival, choice, and post apocalyptic exploration. As the franchise continues to grow, future games are expected to push the boundaries of storytelling and gameplay, offering new ways to experience the wasteland. Fact 132, also Fallout 76, marked a significant shift for the franchise, introducing an online multiplayer experience where players could explore the wasteland together. While initially met with mixed reviews due to technical issues, the game has evolved significantly with numerous updates, expansions, and improvements. The addition of NPCs and story driven content has made Fallout 76 feel more like a traditional Fallout experience. The game's evolution shows the franchise's willingness to experiment with new formats while still honoring its roots in exploration, player choice, and the moral complexities of surviving in a post apocalyptic world. Fact 133. The Fallout series is not only a beloved part of gaming history, but a cultural phenomenon. Its blend of humor, dark storytelling, and moral ambiguity has influenced not just games, but also films, television shows, and books. Titles like The Walking Dead and Mad Max, Fury Road share thematic elements with Fallout, including survival, dystopian worlds, and the consequences of technology gone wrong. The Fallout universe's exploration of a post apocalyptic future continues to inspire creators across various forms of media, cementing its place as one of the most influential franchises in modern pop culture. Fact 134. As the gaming industry evolves, the future of Fallout will likely incorporate cutting edge technologies like virtual reality, VR, and artificial intelligence as AI. VR could offer an even more immersive experience, allowing players to step directly into the wasteland and interact with its environment in ways never before possible. AI could improve NPC behavior, making interactions more dynamic and responsive. The potential for future Fallout games to integrate these technologies is immense, offering the possibility of a truly living, breathing world where every choice has a deeper impact on the player's journey. Fact 135. The Fallout franchise's influence on the open world genre cannot be overstated. Its vast, detailed worlds have set the standard for exploration in RPGs. Other games, like The Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim, and Red Dead Redemption 2, have drawn inspiration from Fallout's open ended approach to narrative and exploration. These games incorporate similar systems of choice, faction politics, and world building, all hallmarks of the Fallout formula. The legacy of Fallout is evident in the way modern open world games balance story, exploration, and player freedom, continuing the traditions established by the series years ago. Fact 136. The Fallout universe is rich with lore, and fans have continued to expand on this world through fan fiction, art, and mods. This passionate fan base has created entire new stories set in the wasteland, exploring untold narratives and characters. Fallout's ability to inspire such creativity is a testament to its depth and the emotional resonance it holds with players. This community driven content ensures that the franchise lives on in a way that goes beyond the official games, allowing fans to explore the wasteland in ways that are unique to them, keeping the universe alive for future generations. Fact 137. The Fallout franchise has always been a reflection of humanity's complex relationship with technology, war, and society. At its core, Fallout is a meditation on the consequences of humanity's actions, Whether it's the pursuit of nuclear weapons, the creation of advanced technology, or the decision to rebuild after devastation. This thematic exploration has made Fallout not just a game, but a cultural touchstone. Its moral questions, dystopian setting, and tragic humor continue to resonate with players, encouraging them to reflect on their own world and the paths we choose as a society. Fact 138. One of the most interesting aspects of Fallout is how it captures the tension between the past and the future. The series is set in a world forever altered by the Great War, yet it is filled with relics of the pre war world. From the retro futuristic designs of the Pip Boy and power armor to the vintage music and old advertisements, Fallout blends nostalgia with dystopia. This fusion of past and future creates a unique atmosphere where the echoes of a forgotten time coexist with the ruins of a world destroyed by its own creations. Fact 139. The Fallout series is known for its iconic factions, each with its own vision for the future. The Brotherhood of Steel, the New California Republic, Caesar's Legion, and the Enclave all represent different ideologies and approaches to rebuilding society. These factions add depth to the series, making the player's decisions feel significant. The different factions also reflect real world political and social systems, allowing players to explore themes of governance, power, and the complexities of leadership. Fallout's faction system challenges players to think critically about what it means to rebuild a fractured society. Fact 140. As Fallout continues to evolve, the potential for new stories and characters is limitless. Future installments could explore untold regions of the world, introducing new cultures, environments, and factions. The game's open world design allows for infinite possibilities, where every corner of the wasteland holds the potential for discovery. The Fallout franchise's dedication to storytelling and world building ensures that it will remain relevant for years to come, with the ability to adapt to new trends, technologies, and player expectations while staying true to its roots as a thought provoking, immersive RPG. Fact 141. One of Fallout 3's most memorable moments is when players first encounter the iconic Vault Boy mascot, who is featured prominently in the game's advertisements and in game tutorials. His cartoonish, optimistic demeanor contrasts with the grim world of the wasteland, creating a surreal juxtaposition. Vault Boy's constant presence throughout the series symbolizes the remnants of pre war society and the optimistic propaganda that once fueled it. His infectious smile and upbeat attitude are forever etched into the hearts of fans, representing both the humor and the darkness at the core of Fallout's world. Fact 142. The mysterious figure of the mysterious stranger is a recurring Easter egg in Fallout games. This enigmatic character appears during combat, seemingly out of nowhere, to help the player by eliminating enemies with a single shot. The stranger's sudden appearance and departure are always accompanied by dramatic music, adding to the mystery surrounding him. Although his origins remain unclear, the stranger represents an element of surprise and hope in a world filled with despair. His appearances have become a fan favorite moment in the series, symbolizing that even in the wasteland, there are moments of unexpected assistance. Fact 143. Fallout. New Vegas is full of memorable characters, and one of the most beloved is Boone, a former NCR sniper who becomes an ally to the player. His tragic backstory, involving the death of his wife and his bitterness towards the NCR, adds emotional depth to his character. Boone is a man of few words, but his actions and loyalty to the player speak volumes. He is one of the most complex companions in the series, embodying the themes of loss, guilt, and redemption that are prevalent throughout the Fallout universe. Fact 144: Fallout 3 features one of the most memorable moments in the series with the quest to find the Garden of Eden creation kit, Gek. This quest, central to the game's storyline, takes the player to Vault 87, where they must navigate a labyrinth of traps, radiation, and hostile enemies. The Gek represents hope for the future, a tool that can be used to restore life to the wasteland. The journey to find the Gek is filled with moral decisions and intense moments, emphasizing the game's theme of survival in a world where hope is a rare commodity. Fact 145: In Fallout 4, players can explore the mysteries of the CIT ruins in downtown Boston, where the remnants of the pre war Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, stand. The ruins are home to one of the game's most exciting Easter eggs, a giant, mutated version of the SentryBot robot. This hidden surprise offers a brief, intense combat encounter and reflects Fallout's love for combining sci fi elements with dark humor. The SentryBot Easter egg is just one of the many hidden surprises scattered across Fallout 4, rewarding players for their curiosity and attention to detail. Fact 146: The Enclave is one of Fallout's most iconic factions, appearing in several games. In Fallout 3, the Enclave plays a central role as the antagonistic force bent on controlling the capital wasteland. Led by a ruthless president, the Enclave embodies the corrupt remnants of the U.S. government, seeking to restore order at any cost. Their advanced technology and authoritarian vision for the future make them a constant threat to the player. The Enclave's sinister influence is a reminder of how remnants of the old world can still seek control, even in the face of annihilation. Fact 147: The Nuka-Cola Quantum is one of Fallout 3's most iconic items. It's a variant of the classic Nuka-Cola, infused with radioactive blue liquid that gives it a glowing, eerie appearance. In the game, Nuka-Cola Quantum serves as both a collectible item and a powerful resource, restoring health and giving the player a temporary burst of energy. Its glowing presence in the wasteland is a reminder of how consumer culture from the pre-war era has mutated in the post-apocalyptic world. The Nuka-Cola Quantum is an enduring symbol of both the nostalgia and danger of a bygone era. Fact 148: Fallout 4 is full of memorable moments, but one of the most iconic quests is the Silver Shroud. In this quest, the player assumes the role of the Silver Shroud, a comic book hero from pre-war Boston. The quest mixes Fallout's signature dark humor with a sense of nostalgia as the player helps the Silver Shroud solve crimes and fight against villains in the wasteland. The quest allows players to channel the heroic, idealized version of a pre-war superhero while navigating the grim realities of post-apocalyptic life, offering a delightful and immersive experience in the game. Fact 149: The Brotherhood of Steel's rise to power in Fallout is one of the series' most compelling storylines. Founded as a group of military personnel who escaped the Great War, the Brotherhood's mission is to preserve pre-war technology and use it to safeguard humanity. However, their obsession with controlling technology often leads to conflict with other factions and their vision of the future. The Brotherhood's complex role in the wasteland, caught between protection and control, exemplifies the series' recurring theme of how technology, once seen as a savior, can be both a boon and a curse in a fractured world. Fact 150: Fallout is known for its dark humor, and one of the most memorable and humorous moments in the series comes from the Mothership Zeta DLCs for Fallout 3. In this expansion, the player is abducted by aliens and taken to a spaceship where they must fight their way out. The absurdity of being captured by extraterrestrials and fighting back with futuristic weapons is both comical and thrilling. The DLC blends Fallout's trademark blend of humor, horror, and sci fi, offering a unique, quirky side adventure that stands apart from the main storyline while keeping with the series' overall charm. Fact 151: The Fallout series endures because of its unique blend of dark humor, post apocalyptic storytelling, and moral ambiguity. Unlike other post apocalyptic games, Fallout doesn't just focus on survival, it also delves into the complex choices players must make. The game presents a world where every decision can have far reaching consequences, and players must navigate factions, loyalties, and ideals. This depth, combined with the game's satirical take on 1950s America, gives Fallout a timeless quality. Whether in the ruins of the Capital Wasteland or the Mojave Desert, the world of Fallout continues to captivate players. Fact 152: One of the most endearing aspects of Fallout is the series' ability to mix the serious with the absurd. From the ridiculousness of talking deathclaws to the somber moments of moral decision making, the game never takes itself too seriously, yet it still manages to deliver a powerful narrative. The absurdity is often rooted in the post apocalyptic setting, where remnants of a bygone era collide with the harsh reality of survival. This balance of humor and gravity creates a world where players can laugh one moment and reflect on their choices the next, making the experience all the more memorable. Fact 153: The world of Fallout is defined by its contradictions, the pre war optimism versus post apocalyptic despair, the hope for a better future clashing with the reality of a broken world. These contradictions are mirrored in the game's mechanics, where players must navigate the fragile line between good and evil, survival, and morality. The series challenges players to think about what it means to rebuild after the end of civilization. By forcing players to confront difficult choices, Fallout encourages introspection, asking not just what kind of survivor they want to be, but what kind of person they want to become. Fact 154: The Fallout franchise has always been about more than just fighting mutants and raiders. It's about exploring the human condition through the lens of a post apocalyptic world. The game's rich lore, complex factions, and deep moral questions make it a profound exploration of humanity's flaws, hopes, and resilience. It asks questions that extend beyond the boundaries of its fictional world, about how we value technology, what it means to survive, and how societies rebuild in the wake of destruction. Fallout continues to resonate because it doesn't shy away from the tough questions, even in a world of chaos. Fact 155: The Fallout series is not only a reflection of human nature, but a reflection of the player's own choices. Every action in the game, from the smallest dialogue option to the largest decision that shapes the fate of entire factions, echoes the series' core theme. How do we rebuild in the face of destruction? By placing players in situations where their choices have real consequences, Fallout lets them explore their own values and question what it means to act ethically in a world where survival often comes at a high cost. Fact 156. As Fallout has evolved, it has embraced both the opportunities and limitations of modern gaming technology. From the early isometric view of Fallout 1 to the immersive 3D worlds of Fallout 4, the series has adapted to deliver more detailed, complex experiences. But while the technology has changed, the series' core focus has remained the same, creating a living, breathing world where the player's actions matter. The wasteland might look different from game to game, but the fundamental question of how to survive and rebuild in a shattered world remains constant. Fact 157. The series' longevity can also be attributed to its ability to remain relevant in a changing world. The Fallout games reflect the concerns of their time, using a post apocalyptic setting to comment on issues like war, corporate greed, and government control. As the world has changed, Fallout has adapted, offering new commentary on modern concerns while staying true to its core themes. Whether it's the rise of megacorporations in Fallout 3 or the political landscape in Fallout New Vegas, the franchise remains a mirror for the anxieties and questions of the present day. Fact 158. The Fallout franchise has become a cultural touchstone, influencing not just other games, but also broader media. Its unique blend of humor, nostalgia, and post apocalyptic themes has inspired films, television shows, and books. The concept of a world left in ruins, yet still brimming with stories, echoes in works like The Road and The Walking Dead. Fallout's ability to blend dark themes with a sense of humor and hope has allowed it to transcend the gaming world, earning it a place in popular culture that continues to resonate with audiences worldwide. Fact 159. The legacy of Fallout is built on more than just its gameplay. It's the world, the atmosphere, the characters, and the choices that make it one of the most memorable and beloved franchises in gaming history. Whether it's the camaraderie of companions like Dogmeat or the complex, morally gray decisions faced by the player, Fallout offers a deep, engaging experience that stays with players long after they've finished the game. Its influence on RPGs, storytelling, and open world games is undeniable, and its impact on both the gaming industry and culture is lasting. Fact 160. As we look to the future of Fallout, the possibilities are endless. With advancements in technology and the growing interest in open world, story driven games, the series is poised to continue pushing boundaries. Whether it's through VR, AI, or new forms of interactive storytelling, Fallout's legacy will undoubtedly shape the future of gaming. For now, fans continue to cherish the wasteland, knowing that in this post apocalyptic world, there will always be new stories to uncover, new decisions to make, and new ways to explore the ruins of a forgotten past and hope for a better tomorrow.